Hello, everybody. Jeff Mason with SimpleBiz360.com, SimpleBiz360 podcast. We're here from the studios in Chesterfield, Missouri at stlewispodcast.com. Alex on the boards, Mason Vaughn Letbetter on the introduction, and we are here today talking about desktop disruption. What is that? Well, yeah, there's so much yickety-yak out there about, being a disruptor, and, it's one of those terms that, gets floated around for sure. I almost sometimes wonder if it's dust-ruptor. Like I see all this dust and I'm like, okay, where's the actual rubber meeting the road on this one? But you know what? It's a cool term. It's, yes, I believe in it wholeheartedly. And you know who believed in it wholeheartedly? It was Sam Walton. He called it swim upstream. So what I love, rule number 10, he's got 10 golden rules, and rule number 10 is swim upstream. And in that, he just says, go the other way, ignore conventional wisdom. If everybody else is doing it one way, there's a good chance you can find a niche by going the other way. He was a true disruptor. Sam, you can't build a store in a town that doesn't have 50,000 or more people. And he said, you know what? I'm building my stores in towns that have 5,000 people. So, quite a few Walmarts out there. I think we'll take a lesson out of Sam's book today and say, yeah, I think that's right. So, any rate, he and I love the concept about swim upstream. And I think I mentioned this in a previous podcast if you caught it. But Lanier Business Products, early on when I worked for them, they kind of taught me that too. Like, Jeff, if you want to stand out as one of the 2 competitors out of 8 and let the other 4 competitors duke it out, you've got to come off different. You've got to be different. You've got to swim upstream. What does that mean? How do you do that? One of the ways I did it, we used to go I used to call on very, very big institutions. And so I always felt that we had one of these opening lines that you had to kind of go in and you had to give at some point, what we call a personalized benefit claim. But you could go in there and you had a shotgun benefit statement at first you could go through before you would get down the line in the questioning. And the shotgun benefit statement I loved was one where I would get the annual report sent to me and I would look at the president's letter in the annual report and I would always find what the president or chairman of the board, rather, or CEO wanted to accomplish that year in the company. And I would go in there and say, oh, thank you, Mr. Nelson, for meeting with me. And, I'm confident that we can help you and your company do X, Y, and Z. I couldn't tell you how many times they would go, how do you know that? I said, well, I read your annual report. You read my annual report before coming in? Yes, sir. Oh, wow. Okay, let's go on. So right off the bat, it was a swim upstream move. I took it right from the whole, Lanier teaching that, let's do things differently. Let's be perceived as being different than all the rest. And that's what Sam's kind of saying here as well is, hey, let's do this swimming upstream. So here's my disruption that I'm going to offer you, and it's this. I spent 30 years trying to figure out how to come to market with a book. And you know that. You're probably sick of hearing it. But I spent time and intentionality and built it into this framework. And I knew that I had to simplify this process when I got to the end zone. It had to be something that was just ridiculously simple and simple tools to implement to help you grow your businesses. So just think about this. The whole premise of this book is built on this. Your business is a car. You're driving your car on a very, very high mountain road, and you're traveling towards a tunnel that's the customer. It's a happy customer. And you've got you've got a steep drop off to the left and you've got a sheer cliff to the right. And to the left is all these things that cause your business to experience angst and damage. We call them silent business killing strikes. And to the right is just that sheer cliff. When a customer goes off that the customer's gone. You don't get them back. And the most expensive thing in business is to replace that lost customer. Well, up on that very, very high mountain road, most road systems and states put guardrails up there to protect you from falling off. Well, that's what I designed here. This book all these tools are the guardrails. So I wanted to be a disruptor in saying, you know what? I'm just going to look at business so ridiculously simple, and I want you to understand what's packed in here. It's just simple stuff that can impact you help grow your business and help you do things differently. So here's the major disruption point that I'd like to leave you with today. And you've heard me talk about this before, but folks, I can't tell you enough how, as I assessed things and getting down to the end zone, I realized if you could break things down even further, business was really relegated to responding, following up, and following through. And there are a lot of people that respond and follow up, but the rubber meeting the road is not happening as much as it should. It seems to be getting worse. It seems to be getting worse with small cell phone technology instead of better. We can react quicker, but we're losing some of the totality of things. Trust me, I've talked to people, I've had it happen myself. A lot of younger folks who grow up with it, it's much easier for them. But, there's just so many things out there that we're failing to do on the follow through. And if you would just adopt an attitude of follow through and just, look at each task you have and put it in 3 columns. Did you respond adequately? Did you follow up adequately? Did you follow through comprehensively? And I'm telling you, it will change the outcome of the way customers perceive you. It will change your business. It should change your growth because more and more customers will see you as a rubber meeting the road company. They like doing business with people who do follow through on what they say they're going to do. It's really, in essence, you're a promise maker on the front end, you're a promise keeper on the back end. And just, it sounds ridiculously simple, almost to the point where you go, you know what, this guy's crazy because, I do that all the time. It's kind of like the first time I read Dale Carnegie's book. You soak it in and you go, all that stuff, there's nothing new under the sun there. But he bottled it up. And he taught me to look at it, and he taught me to understand it. And all I'm saying is, I'm telling you, I've looked at this in personal life too. There's all kinds of people falling down on their sword and follow through in personal life. It just doesn't happen like you think it does. People all the time say, yeah, I'll get in touch with you, and boom, the volley's in their court, and guess what? The volley never comes back. And after a while, you just go, what are you gonna do? These people just never volley back on to the next person or next thing. I don't know. But to do that in business, it's costly. We lose customers. They go off that sheer cliff, and we have to go find somebody to replace them. So again, so simple. A car, a tunnel, a steep highway road, 2 guardrails to protect you from falling off to the left or being a lost customer to the right. That's how simple it is. And this book is the guardrails. I'm telling you. I'm getting more and more feedback. I did some public speaking recently. I had my first double-digit sales day, public speaking. So, it was just great. But, people are saying, dude, I can't believe what's in there. When I started reading it, the stories and everything just jump off the page. It was really cool. So $18.95, you can buy it on Amazon. I'm just saying, I wrote it to sell it, not to have it sit on the Library of Congress shelf. It's out there, and it's some tools that'll help you if you want. And I hope these podcasts are fun. We're trying to keep them in between, that 10 or 12-minute zone. We get a little long-winded here and there. I can be that way sometimes. And let me tell you, I just have to park right here for a couple seconds and make sure that I'm trying to smile more. I don't know if I'm doing it. I'm really trying. It's hard to remember it all the time and be authentic about it. And, I make so many flipping mistakes. I really do. I have all my career. And the point is I'm always trying to get better. And I encourage you to just take the ride with us, knowing that we're not perfect. We never claim to be. We're trying to help you, and we're helping ourselves in the process. I'm becoming a better business person today at 61 because I talk about this stuff every week. So, hey, take the ride with us. We'd love to have you. Any rate, I want to turn you on to a band that this is going to be a swim upstream, lost in the shuffle track for sure. They are out of Germany, and I don't know how many folks like the synthesizer age of music if you like electronics and stuff. But do you like Emerson, Lake and Palmer? Did you like that sound? Did you like Yes? Did you like some of those injection of the synthesizer, if you will? Well, one night back in I don't know, 74, 70, I must have been 75. I heard a band out of Germany called Triumvirate. And it was an album, a concept album, which a lot of concept albums came out back then. This was a concept album called Spartacus. So we're gonna put a link up to this whole album. It is flipping cool if you like that kind of music. Great drums, almost has a Rush type of feel to it. Neil Peart, little sound on the drums, but really cool band. I hope you enjoy it. Hold on to your sand. Keep making those customers happy so they come back and tell other people about it. Avoid the lost customer cliff. Please don't go off that thing. Think about the guardrails. They're here. $18.95 Amazon. And please keep the shiny side up when you're out there driving. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Have a great day.